Hi, and welcome to Lippy Presents Ghost News Network. Today is our question of the week. And our question this week is, what can make a place more haunted than, say, other places?
What can make a place more haunted than other places? That's a good question. I think I actually just got a question like that this past weekend when we were doing our event. I would say a lot of people think that just because you have, your house is old, it's 200 years old, it has to have activity. No, it doesn't necessarily have to have anything. You can have a house. The house investigation that we did was like 2 years ago, where it wasn't an old house and there was a murder that happened in it.
Oh yeah.
That was insane. The activity we caught there was insane. So I think it
What do we have, like 14 EVPs or something like that?
It was ridiculous. Like it was pretty wild. And it was like literally we investigated, I think it was like three or 4 months after the murder happened. So it was fresh, like super fresh. So I feel that tragic events could definitely hold more of a ground to having places more active than others. I feel like in clubs of certain areas, like Gettysburg, you talk about, I don't even know what the number is, 50 something thousand in 3 days died in such a small area. I think the wheat fields alone had 5,000 people die on that field, and that's maybe the length of 2 or 3 football fields. That's a lot of people. And so they said you couldn't cross that field without stepping over a body at some point. Places like that, tragic events, stuff like that, I think definitely holds more energy and more recipe for a haunting per se. That's kind of where I stand on it. I don't think just because it's old doesn't make it haunted.
Right. I think you're right. I think any time in history that is scarring to the environment around it, whether it be through tragedy or anything like that, tends to have more activity. And that doesn't necessarily mean an intelligent haunt. That could just be residual for that matter. But I think there is something to that. There's something about the energy that you dispel in those types of moments that it's etched in time, or it's just goes straight into the ground and comes back up. I don't know. It's again, you're also talking about that shock factor. Somebody who wasn't expecting to pass away or have something like that happen, or like a murder, for example. Right. You definitely haven't said all your goodbyes. Right. You haven't put yourself in that frame of mind, and chances are you could just be stuck. You're just shocked, not knowing what happened. So I definitely think that's exactly it. I think that's exactly for a majority of things where more activity can happen.
Yeah, I think the idea of just something being old makes it haunted is like bogus, because the Earth is pretty old. That was the case.
We're being stepped by a ghost dinosaur, right?
Yeah, there'd be ghost dinos running around. There'd be all sorts of stuff. Right. So, like you said, there needs to be some cause to have the effect of a ghost, whether that be a traumatic situation, a residual haunting caused by somebody just walking up and down a hallway every single day for 80 years, anything like that, or another reason could be a living person creating something. So, doing some sort of demonic worship, or playing with Ouija boards and opening a portal, something like that, like a man-made haunted area.
Right.
I like that.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, you like that?
I like that.
He doesn't like much from me. That one was good.
He likes to be
fun on his good graces.
That's good.
Anybody else have anything to add?
No, I do think it has a large part to do in your environment. I've grown up in a house that's super old, and throughout my entire childhood, I've never had a single experience in that house. And I've had a friend who's been haunted his whole life, even though he just moved into a brand new house. It was branded, by the way. And
Nice.
so it's like, there's got to be something to do with that environment. It could also just be something that maybe somebody got the spirit from somewhere else and unintentionally brought it over to that location. Maybe nothing happened there, but just unintentionally brought it over. So could be something like that as well.
Very true.
Yeah.
Just to go back to James's point, it's just Brandon.
It's
just haunted.
Brandon. Yes,
It's
it really
just
is.
Brandon.
I've known the guy for 20 years.
That makes sense. That adds up.
But I agree with like Gettysburg and stuff like that. Every time I go, no matter how many times I go, I always say the same thing. You look at those trees, the trees that have been there forever, and they're all raggedy and crazy looking, and then like in a movie. I think last time I said like the tree in Big Fish.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, we were talking about that one, Big Round Top. Yeah.
But think about like when these people die, and die in this way, like their blood is coursing through the ground. The roots of the tree soaking up their blood.
Yeah.
Let's say there's something in your blood that holds something, whatever it may be. Life, soul, energy, whatever you want to call it. And that tree, literally, soaks it up. Maybe the tree's haunted as hell. I don't know. Who knows? You know, like the earth, the roots, everything, it's all alive and uses what goes into it. So, who knows?
The same thing with all the big, the stones in that area.
Right.
Giant rocks. Like,
Yeah.
if that stuff could talk, what would it say?
Oh.
You know, like damn.
Yeah.
Like for real. So I mean, yeah, I think it's a lot. There's a lot going on there. But
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you haven't yet, give this video a like, share, and subscribe. And you can also click the little notification bell to know when all of our content is being uploaded to YouTube. Thank you guys for joining us on this latest edition of Ghost News Network. And until next time, take care, guys.